Hey, it's Ned Steve. Please like and subscribe. Please click on the Decubus icon. Click on subscribe. 100% free. Well, apart from blood in, blood out. Anyway, I need to give a massive shout out to a gentleman of high esteem in the comments. A gentleman called Rock Scan, pointed out something which I did miss, which is very important. I'm going to be honest with you. This point number three, I said that unused armament tickets would be lost, whereas you can see in point three very clearly they will not be lost. Part of the reason why that is very important is because in terms of what is worth getting, you're probably going to need to save up those tickets and hope they give us more free tickets if you're free to play or you're a low spender. Or if you're a selective spender, to be honest, having watched the Chiscore video that was recommended, you're going to need to save up those tickets to have a chance. I watched the Chiscore video. He spent quite a lot of tickets on things which were legendary or might be legendary or epic, and they didn't even have an inscription. Listen, the one thing I want you to take from my videos is that you need legendary and an inscription. Legendary only is not good enough. It's not good enough because obviously the inscription gives you what you get in legendary plus more, and some of those are very, very important at the top tier. You know what I mean? So yeah, legendary, inscription, that is the minimum, and everything else is garbage and just a waste of tickets. These tickets are, just to remind everybody, 50 gems each, incredibly expensive. Chisgall is a very, 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 very wealthy man. Oh my gosh, man, I wish I had 10% of his wealth right now. That'd be absolutely awesome. But if you're not in that bracket, then you very much need to be selective. But it was I was talking about Chisgall's video now. It was very, very, very interesting to see how he's not a whale though, is he? He's a sponsored whale creator. You know what I mean? So, and I think towards the end, he was talking about he would probably be more selective, in as much as even if you are a whale, because he had a Constantine, and Constantine had gold, a gold inscription, which is going to be the best of the best. You know what I mean? So he's not going to need two of those because he's already got what he needs. So he would be number one, more selective about the type of armament he'd be going for. But he should have also said he'd be also specifically targeting an inscription, because without that, people will get drawn into, people will get drawn into just opening it on the hope of getting a legendary. Whereas, as I said, the necessary condition, if you're familiar with your formulas, is that yes, it needs to be legendary or it's garbage. But not only that, legendary plus an inscription. Another interesting thing I saw from the video was sometimes the cost of the ticket did not reflect quality, which is very, very worrying. So let's just say we wait, say we get 12 free tickets from ROK, from Rise of Kingdoms, each event, and they do this, say, once a month, or I'm not sure how often they're going to do it. Let's say it's once a month, most likely. To get this one at 86. Now, this one is definitely going to be legendary. So there's no wastage there, or there's no nasty surprise. And it's definitely going to have an inscription, because you can see it in the bottom right-hand corner. For us to save up for that, that's going to take us just shy of 8 events. And that may be 8 months. And then we don't even know what type of armament it is. You know what I mean? So, as I said, rock scan, very important point, that these tickets can roll over. You may well need to roll it over for 8 months to have a chance at something like this. If it rolled around again on refreshing in 8 months' time, but even then, it might not be of a quality having watched a Chiscore video. You know what I mean? So thanks to him for that. I'm just trying to think what information he kind of gleaned for me, mostly, as I said, this is a very expensive event. If you're going to use actual gems, and definitely an expensive event if you're going to use gems which are, come from the credit card and not from free tickets. Yeah, I think the only way to look at it is if you go for this, basically. And I say, yeah, or if you're going to go up to the 420, but even that was quite a lot. That was quite a lot. I think that was 21,000 gems or something like that. That is a lot just to get that preferred formation legendary armament 2. As I say in my first video, if I click on the eye, legendary armament 1, a legendary armament for your preferred formation, and all 3 attribute bonuses will be the same for the unit type. But it not be for siege. But anyway, it's your preferred unit type in it, so we do not to worry as long as it's not siege. But there's no guarantee of an inscription. That's expensive. And legendary armament 2, there is a guarantee of an inscription. But brackets, it costs you 21,000 gems. And it might not be an inscription that you actually want or need, or of any real quality. 21,000 gems. This might well be a garbage event. Might well be a garbage event. I say, unless you're going to wait, say for this one, wait 8 months to get your 86 tickets, 12 tickets per month, or 12 tickets per event, likely to be once per month. But it still would be free. Just hope you get the armament that you're looking for and the decent inscription again. But if it's free, it's free. That's the only way to go about it, I think, in my point of view. As I say, he was revealing things like this as well, to be fair to the guy. Every single time it was at low ticket cost, given he spent about 80,000 gems. Yeah, 80,000 gems on 1,600 tickets or something like that. Every single time it was epic. Rockscan was mentioning whether that represented the probability. Possibly. But what I was trying to say was the probability may well be reflected in the ticket price. And I still think that it probably is on balance. He did get some high ticket price items which are still poor quality. And that's very worrying. We'll never know, basically. Does that reflect the probability, even though it's at high ticket price? Or is there some kind of sliding scale of luck? You know what I mean? Whereas you find out what the attributes are, so that brings up the ticket price. You find out that it's legendary, that puts up the ticket price. You find out that it's got an inscription, that puts up the ticket price. And then on top, something else, who knows? Maybe I was just thinking, do they actually grade those inscriptions or not to make some things slightly more expensive than others? It's got to be, in it. Got to be. But there's also some liberties taken as well. I'm really thinking overall. There's got to be some aspect of quality, but also some aspect of taking a liberty so that you just spend more money the next time again. But of course, with a lot of disappointments, expensive disappointments, you'll just kill the event entirely. Interesting. We won't ever really know. I was thinking about doing a review of Chisgall's video, to be fair. I say, because he looked through so many of these things. But he went through it so quickly, I don't know if it would be of use. For instance, I did a video of the last 3 days. I've got another video coming out today at 12:30, and another video coming out tomorrow at 12:30. For each type of armament, there's 15 inscriptions. So to quickly go through the inscriptions, it's like, I don't even know what that was. So that's the reason why I might not do a review of his video, basically. You never know. But I think overall, in terms of the impressions I got of this event, having watched that one, and having watched how many gems, how many tickets he spent, yeah, forget all of these, even this one at 10, because he didn't ever get lucky, given how many gems he spent, which was very informative. Forget this one. What I'm saying is that this one represents something that could be legendary at a relatively low cost, 10. Well, we've got 12 tickets and we know it's got an inscription. From Chiscold's video, every single time that was epic. This is relatively low cost. It does have a really good attribute of all damage, which is awesome. Oops. Which was awesome, but having watched Chiscold's video, it was always epic again. And like what Rockscan said, does that represent just the probability, or is it what I'm saying is that the ticket price suggests that this is going to be a legendary, so it's going to be an epic, in which case it's garbage. We'll never know for sure. My conclusion, and I'll never be opening this at 20. I don't know, still right now, even in hindsight and reflection, you never ever would turn down something which is definitely legendary, but definitely does not have an inscription on it. So he should have watched my video, basically. And I'm glad I watched his as well to balance it out, just to kind of say fill in the gaps about kind of relative cost in terms of tickets, and whether that gives any reflection of quality. And I guess sometimes it did, but he was really unlucky for the amount of gems that he spent. So yeah, anyway, long story short, the only thing on this particular screen as an example I'd be aiming towards would be this one. It would take me about 8 months to get all that stuff for free. I would not be spending any gems on, and get the prayer mat out. There's going to be something decent. Even though it's got the combination of infantry what I am, legendary what I want, and an inscription. That inscription could well be garbage, having watched Chiscold's video. But listen, of course there's going to be people out there who can just get lucky on probabilities, even if the probability was really really low. You would never really know for sure. But yeah, keep to the free tickets. Keep your fingers crossed. Wish you all the best in our games. That is Steve, and I am out.